Yo, what is up guys, Loki here, back at it again with another YouTube video. We finally hit level 40. Main reason I wanted to hit 40 was because I can actually farm for gold artifacts at the place across the street. What is it called? Bardic Needle, I believe it's called. Yeah, Bardic Needle. I can craft gold artifacts now, right? So I can finally start working on agents. I can finally start to push the Shiyu defense. And then also your artifact crafters that you do get in game, you can actually put those to use. You can level your weapons even more, and obviously you can, look at this, my core passives, I can increase them. Hitting 40 is huge. Hitting 40 is huge as far as like increasing your damage. But there's one thing that I just kind of assumed was going to change as the game kind of went on. I kind of assumed a couple things would change. And the reason I didn't make this video before was because I assumed I was being a little bit too critical. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to wait till I hit 40 and see what happens. So when you play this game, right? And most people are in agreement that the TVs are the worst part of the Zenless Zone Zero experience, right? I'm sure we're all in agreement. It's the worst part. It takes you out, especially like in story modes. It takes you out of the immersion. And I'm one of those people, I'm in agreement where with TVs are okay in the simulated universe game mode. Now this mode, this is an exploration. This is currently an exploration, but it does have the simulated universe aspects, right? Where you're getting buffs. This one specifically is 99 floors, potentially. You can go up to 99 floors. My issue with that is this isn't the first mission to do this. There's a lot of the explorations that do this. This thing right here that I am on top of is called observation data. That is your polychrome, your full rewards. I believe, I'm assuming so this is floor 10, and I think they gave me one at floor 5. So either floor 15 or 20 maybe is where you get all the observation data. I'm assuming, I haven't completed it. Someone in my chat told me today that it gets much worse than this, and it took them 20 minutes to find the observation data. And I understand that this game was created with the TVs in mind. We're hackers, right? We have to help from the outside. We can't go into the hollow ourselves. We're just humans, right? So we help from the outside. There has to be a way, and I haven't seen anyone like suggest anything. The only suggestion I personally made is, and I made this in my first impressions video, I want more of that comic book style, especially when it comes to stories, right? When it comes to the video archive over here, when it comes to the stories, more of that comic book style. Take the Belobog quests, for instance, right? Belobog construction. There's so many parts in the Belobog construction, and it did pop off at the end. Don't get me wrong. I love that story. That story hooked me in NZZZ. I was praising the story. But there's so many parts that's explained through the TVs, and it doesn't hit the same. It just doesn't hit the same. The immersion, it takes you out. And that's a bit of a side tangent, but one thing that I was gonna say is there was a Nico Mata quest. I believe it's a Nico Mata quest, but there's a part at the end, right? Because they scatter the observation data. This is typically the formula. They scatter the observation data, and or they put all three at the end, and you just grab them all at the end. I would want to see them put all of the observation data at the beginning. Allow me to not focus on finding the observation data. Allow me to let me grab it at the beginning. I can focus on whatever I have to focus on, whether it's a puzzle, whether it's story elements, whatever, right? because there was a part in the Nico Mata story where it's a linear path towards the observation data. I remember you go top down and it's a linear path towards the data. If you happen to take a right or a left, just because you just don't want to go in that linear path for whatever reason, maybe you want to be different, it cuts off like 33% of the map. It cuts off like 33% of the map. And what happens is you miss that observation data. I had to restart the entire story through the video archive just to get back to where I was. That took about 10 minutes because I still had to complete the exploration, right? There's also a part later on, I won't spoil, but it's more of the TVs, and it's really dark. Let's just say it's really, really dark. You have to turn on lights. There are ways. A lot of the times it is pretty linear, but there are times where in that one mission, right, it's super dark. It's extremely dark. You can barely see anything. You can only see like one TV screen in front of you at a time, right? And you can miss that observation data. If you miss that observation data, you have to restart the entire thing, because that observation data is your polychrome. It's your rewards, right? You have to have 3 out of 3. Otherwise, you don't get max rewards and you don't get an S. That needs to be changed. I would change that by putting the observation data at the beginning, right? Allow you to collect all 3 at the beginning and then proceed through the exploration, the puzzle, the story, whatever. I'm not really sure why the Endless Abyss is in the exploration rather than Hollow Zero. It seems like that should be part of Hollow Zero. Like if you just want an endless version of, because that's essentially what it is. It's an endless version of Hollow Zero with the caveat that if you get too much pressure, you get kicked out. So I don't understand why it's in the exploration. I could see if they put tuning calibrators on floor 99, then maybe that would be a reason to do it, but I don't know. Let me know if you guys have run into this issue or if I'm just an idiot. But TVs essentially are just the worst part. The worst part of ZZZ, especially when it comes to story. Like again for the last time, I don't mind it in Hollow Zero. TVs, it makes sense in Hollow Zero. It makes sense. You're collecting buffs, you're getting stronger, you're collecting debuffs, you're expelling those debuffs. It makes sense completely. But for story elements, I would like in the future, because I know a lot of it, a lot of the game has like, at least 1.0, a certain amount of it was like built before, right? So it's TVs are heavily integrated, but on the future versions of the game, so I know they're getting feedback with I believe we had 2 surveys recently, right? Where's it at? I actually don't know how to get to mail, I'm being completely honest. Mail. There was a satisfaction survey. I can't look at it again, but they did ask questions. I believe they did ask some questions regarding the TV experience, and I was truthful on that. So make sure if you don't like the TV experience, make sure at the end when you're doing your detailed survey that you elaborate, right? But yeah, let me know what you guys' experiences are with the TV system. In my opinion, it's the worst part of ZZZ. The combat's great. I actually really enjoy the combat. I heard some things about level 45, so I'm really excited to actually get there. It's probably gonna be about 3 days until we get there, unless I just refresh my ass off. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section if you're having the same issue with the observation data, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.